going on, y'all? It's your boy Wisco Man coming at ya with another reaction video. If you guys haven't already, please be sure to smash that like button down below, hit that sub, and flip them notifications over to all. Now, today we are checking out some Dax. I believe this one was dropped about 2 weeks ago. It's been a minute since I checked out some Dax. Admittedly, I probably haven't been as motivated to check out Dax. Not that I have huge problems with him, but I mean, I'm a little bummed that he signed to Columbia. And no, I don't mean that with the context or the insinuated background, meaning of, you know, I don't want him to succeed. Like, that's all well and good. And I used to not be against labels as much as I am now. However, I watched Machine Gun Kelly, MGK, Kales, come up from probably just around the Wild Boy times and rooting him on, being a huge supporter. The whole point that I mention him for is because we were like, oh, he got signed, that's awesome, all this kind of shit. And since then, I've really paid attention to actions that happen when you sign to labels. And I've had my eyes opened to a lot of the shady contract deals. So without digging into that and making this whole video about shady contract deals, I just wanted to explain, you know, not as huge of a fan of labels. Still want to show Dax some love, but I'm going to prioritize independent artists over the signed ones. So we're getting back into this. And I have, admittedly, one more, not really super intended to be negative comment, but can be construed as negative anyway. This is Dax, Eminem featuring Jay-Z, Renegade remix. So he remixed Renegade. Assuming I didn't mistake that. I've heard that song quite a few times. 'Cause I'm a renegade. Anyway, not a rapper, so not even gonna kill people with my horrible attempt at rapping or singing. But he starts out, and I'll be completely transparent with you guys. He starts out from the get-go and says, I am quitting rap. So before we even jump into it, I'm going to give you my thoughts on that statement because it has significance to me specifically and my viewing tendencies, because I've checked out artists like Tom MacDonald and Adam Calhoun, both of whom I know to have worked with Dax. Well, I can't say both 100%. I don't think Adam Calhoun. Well, yes, he was on that track with Tom and Adam. So, anyway, Adam Calhoun, for those of you who don't follow him, who don't come from the country rap world, Adam Calhoun has been known to say multiple times that he's quitting rap, he's quitting rap. Now, I'm not saying I don't follow him anymore, but I know people who have stopped listening to him because they're tired of the same old bullshit. Like, be true to yourself, right? And some who think that it's a ploy to get more views. So, being in this sphere of influence, being around Tom, being around Adam, and all this kind of label type moves that's been going on that people have become more privy to right around the time that Dax signed to Columbia. Yeah. I'm just connecting the dots and seeing trends. I'm hoping Dax isn't part of some thing to encourage all the label bullshit. I mean, more power to him if he wants to be a label himself, but yeah. So the tons of thoughts as I get back into Dax, but we're gonna jump into the music, man. If my spacebar would work. And it was the Renegade song, I thought it was. Yep.
Yeah, game of life, I'm a king in every domain. Pawn me off to the matrix, I bet you I still reign. Storming through every beat.
You know, with all the negativity mentioned right off the bat, I will say this. Dax still fire, bro. Dax is still that straight up fire motherfucker, for real.
How I thunder and bring the pain, you would think a tornado hit. How I mix it up when I sang. Radiation from these Hollywood stars is causing a cancer. Keeping up with the Joneses and chains are paying your massa. Rap is a plantation, make you slave and demand you. Help them.
Ooh, that was a great, like, metaphor comparison type there with the rap is a plantation. Like, he made the slavery reference there. Like, god damn, bro. Like, if you followed enough artists that have spoken about how the game has become and they feel like they're a slave to the game, like, that bar hit, bro.
Pick up the crop that they use to cook propaganda. Microdose through the media.
Ooh, the propaganda bar. We know Dax has been calling out the propaganda in the past.
Help them pick up the crop that they use to cook propaganda. Microdose through the media, poison, mislead the youth. Make them believe this, thought they reality's been the truth. Watered down education, take the God out of schools. Have you...
You know, the points that he's bringing up here, and I'll connect to what I mentioned before, like, about the label stuff. This is a huge issue that I have with signing to labels, and that's... He's touched on exactly one of my issues with labels is that these labels cook up constant fucking propaganda, man. They're pushing a narrative that fits the mainstream. Not just mainstream music, but mainstream media. Cooking up propaganda. So everything that surrounds you, the TV, the news, the newspaper, even the social media, now your music, when all of this is saying similar shit and you hear it and you hear it and you hear it and you hear it, that's how propaganda becomes successful. It becomes the accepted norm when you consistently hear the same information, the same stories, and pretty soon you believe shit that's not even fucking true.
Worshipping idols to push political views. I'm a renegade. For what I say, not what I wear. The car I drive and the money you think I got to spare. I'm called to duty, I'm modern with all my warfare. But I don't get paid by...
I like the way he said that. I'm Call of Duty, I'm modern with my warfare. That was a dope fucking bar.
For what I say, not what I wear. The car I drive and the money you think I got to spare. I'm called to duty, I'm modern with all my warfare.
I'm called, I think he said called to duty, but still, like, that's a fucking dope bar, bro. Oh my god. I'll geek out a little bit on that one, because I'm a gamer.
I'm called to duty, I'm modern with all my warfare. But I don't get paid by the devil, so when my million's there, there's no gravity, weakness, or any atrophy. I invest in myself, my stocks rise.
I mean, he says he doesn't get paid by the devil, but we'll go back to that label idea. Like, I'm not one to... I don't... Good and evil and all that. I believe people use the devil, use this idea of evil as an excuse for their own actions. That's my personal opinion. However, quite a few people would consider the label artists, or not label artists, but the music labels themselves as the devil. So, I mean, bro, you're signed to Columbia, so take that for what it is.
Or any atrophy, I invest in myself, my stocks rise, and it actually bonds people together. I mutually...
Oh, and I also want to, sorry, back to his bars, but I also want to mention on the topic of Columbia, for those who don't know, Columbia is Sony. It's pretty. It's a subsidiary of Sony.
Invest in myself, my stocks rise, and it actually bonds people together. I mutually fund humanity. Bank on Dax, it's tax-free to gas me. This new election got me pondering things inside my mind. I'm taking President Trump in the game while biding my time. They all want World War III, and I see all the signs, so I'm...
That felt like a little bit of a different flow from him. Like, I liked the kind of... Like, he was talking about gassing me up, and then he goes with a little gas pedal there, man.
Bank on Dax, it's tax-free to gas me. This new election got me pondering things inside my mind. I'm taking President Trump in the game while biding my time. They all want
Trump's game, I'm biding my time. That was slick, bruh. Pulling in the two candidates, Trump and Biden, like in your that was a sick double. Well, I guess you could consider it a double-double because it was two different double entendres.
World War III, and I see all the signs, so I'm mass shooting these bars. My columns bind, take your brain and free it, transport it to another.
Damn, dude. You with your fucking word manipulation here. You on fire right now. Maybe it's just me finally, like, being on point and catching some of this shit, because I don't normally catch all the bars, but, and I'm not saying I'm catching all the bars here, but goddamn, like, he's on some fucking fiery lyricism here.
Trump in the game while biding my time. They all want World War III, and I see all the signs, so I'm mass shooting these bars. My columns bind, take.
So I'm mass shooting these bars, these column bind. Damn.
Your brain and free it, transport it to another place. Has your speech free if you can't speak, if they disagree. I see OnlyFans models grossing hundreds of K's, but you get canceled for agreeing with Tristan and Andrew Tate.
Damn. He done said it. Like, these chicks is making all kinds of money being modern day porn stars, basically. Doing all this nasty ass shit. And I ain't against girls, you know, flexing their shit by any means. I mean, I like me a dirty girl too, but hey. That's acceptable. The OF shit is acceptable. But then you got people getting canceled for listening to quote unquote controversial type people. And I'm not a huge Andrew Tate fan. I can't stand the dude, honestly. But, like, I listen to Joe Rogan or Russell Brand or Jordan Peterson and similar controversial type people. They're just not as big at arrogant assholes like Andrew Tate is. But you get my point. Like, people be like, oh, no, you should be canceled for thinking outside the mainstream box norm. Fuck that.
A bomb like Oppenheimer. A stake in the game is a harsh reminder. The beef.
I paused that in the wrong fucking spot. Holy shit, he was on fire there. Alright.
Sitting hundreds of K's, but you get canceled for agreeing with Tristan and Andrew Tate. Atomic, a bomb like Oppenheimer. A stake in the game is a harsh reminder. The beef I cook is the rarest kind. They label me major and always minor in the flow tactics and promotional styles I used to engage the masses. Running the game, but when I spaz, they blame it on lactic acid. Cause they know.
God. Bringing back that gas pedal flow from Dax, man. Like, this reminds me of, like, some of the old Dax that I used to love. Like, that flow really, truly reminded me of the fire he used to bring.
Atomic, a bomb like Oppenheimer. A stake in the game is a harsh reminder. The beef I cook is the rarest kind. They label me major and always minor in the flow tactics and promotional styles I used to engage the masses. Running the game, but when I spaz, they blame it on lactic acid. Cause they know I'm
calling out people for doing basically what I was doing, calling them out for the promotional styles and shit like that. Like, I'm a little bit over some of the promotional shit. Maybe Dax hasn't stuck out to me as bad. The only thing with Dax that stuck out to me is signing to Columbia. Otherwise, I've been mostly fine with his shit. Other than the consistent, like, his lives, the I forget what his titles used to be, but his shit was popping up on my phone all the time, and I was like, bro, I'm driving for this, or I'm driving for that, like another song release or some shit, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool you're doing shit, dude, like, that's all well and good, but I don't care. Like, I want to listen to your music, I don't want to listen to your promo bullshit. But, no, the one that really did stick out to me is, like, Tom McDonald. And then ACAL started doing shit with him and kind of running on that same game. Like, it just, if you guys wonder why some of us viewers are calling you out for this promo shit, or not really liking it, or getting annoyed by it, like, the reason is because it's not genuine. Again, like I said, not necessarily picking on Dax here. Just the topic that he brought up of promotions. But, yeah, at a certain point, check out my song, check out my song, check out my song. It's kind of like the dude hawking his fucking records or his cassette tapes at the fucking corner stoplight. Like, hey, check out my demo. I don't care, bro. Like, if I want to check out your shit, I'll check out your shit. Stop annoying me. You know, but that's just me. Sorry, I bumped the space bar there. I'm all for people busting their ass. So please don't take it like that I'm hating on somebody grinding like a motherfucker, because I respect the fuck out of that. There's just it's an interesting fine line between annoying people and grinding. You know? You can grind without annoying the fuck out of people. You still gotta let them have the freedom to, like, check your shit out when they want to. You know, like, a poster's cool. But shoving your shit in my face is not.
I don't miss they move the basket. They say I'm out of my mind, but I'm the one who's conscious rapping. Living way below my means, avoiding baby mama advances. Thinking for myself and not getting tricked into political stances.
Yeah, I feel that, and I do like the term conscious rapper. I know some people have talked shit on that, but as long as they're being honest about it, like legitly sharing their views with us and calling out some of the bullshit, that's cool when it's genuine. But when it gets repetitive, that's the other thing. And I can't say that I've seen Dax get repetitive with the conscious rapping by any means. I like a lot of Dax's shit.
Dumb antics, trigger words, gaslighting, or semantics. If America's printing money, then why the hell am I paying taxes? Global warming's real, detrimental, and problematic, but I'm not buying an electric car because all they'll do is control and crash it. Like the stock market, first destroy the nuclear family. The women are easier targets. Call it toxic masculinity until they needed to fight the wars they started. Incentivize single mother.
Damn! Call it toxic masculinity until they need it to... Did he say fund the wars, or when they need those people to fight the wars for them is basically the way I took it.
Your family, the women are easier targets. Call it toxic masculinity until they needed to fight the wars they started.
Until they need it to fight the wars they start. Got it.
By single motherhood, then promoted through the music department and called Dax trash and thought-provoking music, literal garbage. No wonder the youth are so lethargic, soft, easily influenced, lack stability, self-awareness, and guzzling Ritalin. ADHD is overdiagnosed. Kids don't lack focus. They've had an iPad since 2, and that algorithm's potent, but I'm off that.
Call it like it is. Now that's the conscious rapping I love, dude. I know some people do not like that shit, but I think it's fucking fire. I think it's refreshing to have people call out the real issues. There's a tactful way to do it. And I feel like Dax has almost always done it in a very tactful way. Like, ADHD's overdiagnosed. Like, maybe the problem is your kid's had an iPad since he was 2, and he's constantly watching YouTube. And you're trusting the parenting of your child to a corporation like Google, who is clearly only interested in greed. I did a whole video on the ads getting insane, but whatever.
Switching gears, V12 with the bar stick, then I move shift, then I'm in it.
Ooh, I gotta go back. That was a sick car bar.
Lack focus, they've had an iPad since 2, and that algorithm's potent, but I'm off that. Switching gears, V12 with the bar stick, then I move shift, then I'm in it clear. And that bay like the Buccaneers, tempo with the flow. I'll put it in cruise, cause my control's approaching speeds of top 5 and potentially the GOAT. But no, for real.
Woo! The Joker laughed back. I love it. I love it, dude. The way, you know, I just thought of this on the last couple bars there. The way he delivers, the way he talks with his hands and acts things out and shit. You know, and I'm not saying necessarily that battle rappers on the street did that shit. Like, as, I don't know if eccentric's the right word. Nope, can't think of a word. But he's a very good actor. He's very into it, right? Sorry, struggling with words, but maybe I'll throw it in the comments if you know what I mean. But like the way he's delivering here, the way he's getting into it, like this shit reminds me of like watching fuck the Wild and Out style shit. Like when I actually watch battle rappers, I forget what the YouTube channel's called. I've watched it several times, but Conceited was on it. And that shit to me is just, it's fucking dope. Like, I like bringing it back to some of the original, like Captain Kurtz called it slam poetry. And everybody's come from a different place, for sure. But to me, that is the core of rap. That really shows you what rap is about. People have constantly thought rap's about the streets. Well, that people are rapping what they know. Rap's actually about poetry. Like, these is dudes that you wouldn't necessarily expect to do good in school, right? But yet they're writing better fucking poetry through these bars and shit than actual fucking poets most of the time. Like, that's the art of rap. Rhythm and poetry, as I got from Ren. I'm not sure if Ren made that up. Maybe that's what rap actually stood for, or has always stood for. But that's who I learned it from. I never thought of it like that. Rhythm and poetry. It's dope, dude.
Put it in cruise, cause my control's approaching speeds of top 5 and potentially the GOAT. But no, for real, I just turned 30 years old. I've been beat down, stepped on, cheated on, and broke. I was invisible as Daniel, then became Dax and awoke into a lifestyle where I wish I had an invisibility cloak. Ain't that funny? Women like you more when you have money. I go stupid, but ain't no dummy, and I know what the cash.
I go stupid, but I ain't no dummy. I like that. But, dude, that's the truth. Like, he's saying now I live the lifestyle where I wish I had an invisibility cloak. Because I'm sure, like, assuming he lives in LA now, or Southern Cali anyway, like, I'm sure dude gets recognized a lot. And I can only imagine how insanely annoying it is. Like, there's something about being a celebrity that just gets so... It's not normal, dude. It, like, changes human interaction. Like, for me, and maybe not everybody's a fan of artists for this reason or whatever, but for me, the reason why I become a fan of people like this is because I actually respect their talent, their ingenuity, their way of thinking, their genuineness, as I've spoke on genuine earlier in this video. Like, that's why I'm a fan. I don't idolize these people. I don't put them on some sort of a pedestal. They're still human beings to me. And I know, like, a lot of people say, well, yeah, but they don't take that shit seriously. Like, it's kind of like, compare this to an extreme, like you see Tom Cruise on the street, oh my god, or whatever. I'm pulling a popular name. That's weird, bro. Like, just because you like something somebody's done does not mean you put them on this weird separation of idolizing, I guess. You know? I'd have a whole lot more respect for somebody who's helped more people. Not somebody who's a really good rapper or a really good whatever. Like, if you want to idolize somebody who saved, like, thousands of people. You know, I idolize the firefighters from 9/11, like, the ones that literally... fuck, I cry every time I listen to Yellow Cards Believe. But my point, like, idolizing people that put their life on the line for other people, that sacrifice to save others. This is just respecting talent. I like Dax as a person, but no more so than some dude that I meet that I learn that has this talent or that talent. Like, I just respect the talent. We lose humanity in idolization, I guess.
So stop, some of you wouldn't love me, and that's why I value respect. Cause you can love me and hurt me, but if you respect and fear losing me, you'll always second guess. Come correct, return text in like 30 minutes or less.
That's the truth too. Like, a lot of people have lost respect for other human beings. And there's basic respect, and then there's, like, respect of action. Like, when somebody does something, you respect their massive action. But there's also basic human respect. Don't just go around disrespecting people that have done no wrong to you. You know?
And make sure when you're around me, you always have good breath. Not manipulate me with sex, then divorce me because you're not happy. And take half of my wealth and say you need to go find yourself. What the?
Yo, damn. Check that shit the fuck out. Like, you talk about scarring somebody, and this goes for men and women. Like, both sides can do it, but obviously I'm a man, so I'm thinking in my head, like, how a woman can do that to you. Like, you develop a fortune, you earn all this money, like, kind of like how Dax has. And dude, he just verbalized that so well. Just taking advantage of a man. Like, she manipulates you, gets into your heart with sex and all this shit, and plays the role right, and then leaves you and takes half, leaving you. Damn.
Yes, come correct. Return text in like 30 minutes or less. And make sure when you're around me, you always have good breath. Not manipulate me with sex, then divorce me because you're not happy. And take half of my wealth and say you need to go find yourself. What the Well, actually, I don't cuss because I'm a Christian. Jesus died on the cross for my sins and I'm forgiven. These verses take you to church and help you with mental illness. That's why I don't call it music. I call this here a religion. That's why
I like the take it to church line. That was good.
I'm quitting rap, the religion's being abused. Rap used to tell a story and now it's off for the views. I look around at the world, turn on the TV and news, and it feels like I'm on the Truman Show. So what do? I go to the gym and carry the heaviest weight I can find, building up my strength, then sharpening my mind. With books like the Bible, I could run for miles, but I tore a hole in my sneakers, trying to lead the blind, trying to lift the weight that's pulling down mankind.
That's a dope effect, but holy shit, you need a damn seizure warning on that video. Holy fuck.
Trying to spark a change in this darkness. Now I feel heartless. I gave you 10 years. You ignored me. That made me this monster who vomits the truth regardless of what the main...
I really do respect whoever produced this video. Like, I'm sure it's somebody over at Columbia, but like the video editing talent here, the frame shakes and different things like that go with his accents. Like, the amount of work that takes, man, that's dope.
Mainstream wants I pop culture with each and every song. The devil's dancing, I will not follow along. I rebuke him with every lyrical concept as a response. From Matthew to Mark to Luke to Genesis back to John. I say King James, these kids think I'm talking about LeBron. I could leave.
I'm not big on religion, dude. I'm really not big on religion. And I say that to say this and give you more props. Them some dope religious bars. Like, having been raised Catholic, I got hella respect for you for, like, the way you flowed Matthew, Mark to Luke to John. Like, King James, and I'm not talking LeBron. Like, bro, just your flow was so sick with it.
With every lyrical concept as a response. From Matthew to Mark to Luke to Genesis back to John. I say King James, these kids think I'm talking about LeBron. I could leave land and travel to every country.
Yeah, that's a huge thing I love about Dax. Like, his way of accent. He punches with the fucking bars. Like, just go. Damn.
Abroad and disperse heat. May God have mercy on those trying to hurt me. And if I'm not worthy of bearing this cross, I pray I fall off and get a regular job. Back when nobody called, back when happiness wasn't fleeting, even though I was barely eating and couldn't even afford to be in my feelings. A politic with you heathens. Have anxiety, thoughts of depression, or barely breathing. Mama told me this life is a test. Most people cheating, looking at others' papers, copying and agreeing, using makeup to cover up scars and adhesions, masking pain with addictions, using it to fight demons, watching porn and allowing these women to be a weakness, of getting naked for money and sucking guzzling semen. And in the midst of a preaching, I hit my knees in agreement, understood the assignment, expectations and reasons. Hollywood's Babylon and they hail right underneath. It's the reason they feel the need to proceed and reject Jesus, regardless if you believe it. Money, power, and fame corrupts morality standards, mutes and muddies the brain. I've seen it for myself, held and pushed it away, spoke the ugly truth, turned to a renegade.
Yo, that shit was sick, and I gotta pause it here. We'll call this the end here. I'm not gonna play it through all the end because it's wrapping up anyway. But right off to the left here, that's the promo video thing that I'm talking about. Like, those used to pop up on my phone all the time, and I think I had to turn off his notifications for that reason, because it just Like, I'm cool. That's funny that he shows his phone and Samsung's in it. That's dope. The next recommended video, Samsung. That's awesome. Anyway. Completely distracted by that, but I love it. Yeah, dude. He some of the Christian stuff at the end was kind of interesting. Like, I have hella respect for the delivery and the way that he put it together. But then I think about some of the things that he said after I made that comment, right? And he's talking about greed and all that kind of stuff, like how that's not Christian, and, you know, Hollywood's Babylon. And how much do you struggle as a Christian having signed to Columbia? I'm not guilt tripping you. If you see this, I ask you. Like, that, what I'm seeing is your actions are at war with themselves. Maybe I'm just mistaken about labels. Maybe we completely disagree on that. You're not going to change my mind on labels, I'll tell you that right now. Not that I'm closed-minded on everything, but that's one I feel like I've been fairly well educated on. But I just, yeah, I see your wars. Your actions are at war with themselves on this. Your words say one thing about greed and all that kind of shit, but we signed to labels to make more money. That's the theory, right? Get the exposure. So, did you sell your soul on this? But enough of the negativity on the labels. Sorry, I know I dogged on it a lot, but that is my honest feeling and opinion on it. I spent a whole lot of time on this video. The timestamp's saying well over 30 minutes on my side right now. And the one other comment that I wanted to make in the conclusion on this, somewhat negativity-wise, is I spent so much time on this comparatively to other reactions, and I'm not going to get any rights to this video. I'm telling you that right out. I know, because about the time, or maybe about 6 months to a year before he signed, I stopped getting rights to Dax's music. And the reason why I mention that is because the same happened around the exact same time with Tom MacDonald. See, when you're a creator, you have different insights because you see things on the back end. Why do all the moves happen at the same time? I find that as an interesting fact. So, although there may not be a lot of solid evidence we can use to show this or that that's been brought up about these artists, that to me is suspect. You know, there's little hints here or there. But to the positivity note, dope fucking bars as always. I seen a lot of the old Dax coming back. It might have been a while, and he might have had other things since before this that he had already brought back, you know, because last I think I checked out like Dear Alcohol and stuff like that, which was a different side to Dax. I appreciated it nonetheless. But yeah, it was just dope to see the original Dax style come back, man. It really was. So props for that. Amazing delivery as always, and it doesn't look like the label stuff has taken that away from you by any means. So that's awesome, because that's something I always worry about with signing to labels. So y'all like this reaction video, please be sure to smash that like button down below. Thank you guys for commenting, sharing, subscribing, and be sure to check out Dax's page down in the description. And I appreciate y'all being here. I really do. As always, we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.